Hello, this is Mike Reed coming to you on this August 15th, 2023. And I was a little excited, so I said, let me come on live and talk to some people. Sorry about that. I was doing the stream and I didn't have the I didn't press the record button. So yes, this is live. Um Talked with a number of you. People have been sending me emails and messages on Instagram, because primarily you can get a hold of me on Instagram. Um, and let's see if we have anybody here in the chat just yet. So we'll let people come on in and get all caught up to speed. But I've been humbled, and this is Frank. What's happening? This is very. I've been humbled, and this is very exciting for me to see. Melisande, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Internet is lagging today. All of you all that have been donating, thank you so much. I see everything you guys have been doing, and I do appreciate it. I just had somebody that hit me up today, and they're already working. They're already working on stuff. Okay, student of info. Hey, very interested in this topic. I used to work for a company who had a contract for Lowe's. So, Sunday, and I am saying that right, Melisande. So, Big Ack. Now, what it do? Now you won't work for Home Depot. You actually do work for Magic Chef, which this is on the commercial side. But while everybody is coming in, I'll hit you with a couple of things, and I just wanted to show. I just wanted to show one or two things. Let me see if I can get this thing rolling. What you see on the, let me see if this is live. Okay, good. What you see on the screen. Oh, good. Okay, nickname is Mel. Okay. But is it pronounced Melisande, or am I off with the pronunciation? I don't have any problem saying it, but I just don't want to say it wrong. This picture we have here is from a gentleman that's been following me from the beginning, and he went to the Wascombat class on the East Coast in New York. I think it's Long Island, not too sure. He went on the 8th, and these pictures are from today. So he went on the 8th, and now he's working. This was the first job he did today, and let me see if I could pull up the picture of what it was. And a lot of you called me, once I started telling you all about how the commercial washers are really not that much different than the residential, and they're actually a lot less hassle. What he found, let me see if I can show you this. And as you come in, let me see if I can grab and pitch this thing over. See if I can pitch this thing over. Is everybody seeing this stuff okay? So, all right. So, hey, Darius. So I want to thank all you contributors. I really do appreciate it. So he found the drain line. Well, not the drain line, but the drain that comes from the wash drum to the drain valve was blocked up with this. Oh yeah, it was blocked up. And just like so many of you have called and told me, he's like, man, whether it was a Dexter or a Speed Queen or whatever, all of you've been seeing the same thing. All of you've been seeing the same thing. And so this was the machine front loader, blocked up. He removed the blockage and was rocking and rolling. I had the video. It didn't load up, but I'm going to show you this. And I'm just going to do this while everybody's coming in, because I'm just going to give you the same kind of information like what you were getting on the short little streams on the recordings. But I figured I'd answer some questions. King Tut, what's happening? Oh, leave the day off. Melisan. Okay. Okay. All right. So it's yeah, it's what I got for you guys is nothing real special. But yeah, the lint had got bottlenecked in the hose that leads to the drain valve, and so it wouldn't drain. If it doesn't drain, then the switch says, "Hey, I'm still full of water." Oh, good. Then the switch says, "Hey, the drum's still full of water," and it won't go into a spin. So, man, that's all he had to do was rocking and rolling. He was excited, sent me the pictures, and I do appreciate it because my average follower, I can show you, my average follower is between the age of 45 and 55. All the way up to 70, I think it says like 75. This is my average viewer because I'm 47. That's my average viewer is 40, 45 on up. So I do appreciate all of you. We're all around the same age. So, and I do know, I was explaining to my father the other day, I said, yeah, everybody's, looking to add on to their business, looking for a new path. You guys have already got the education, you've already got the training. It's just getting over that hump, that hurdle, that nervousness of going into the next level. And so, hey, now he went out there, he saw, and this, I got another picture. This is a whole laundry room, a commercial laundry room. And this actually was like the smallest washer in the picture. Everything else was huge. And he went to the class August the 8th, I told you guys about. And then, I think it was like the 13th or the 15th, something like that. Between the 13th and today, he was out there working. And not only did he go and work on it, but he actually got them up and running. And now he's going to get paid for that. And he can go on to the next one, and it's just up from there. It's just up from there. So hit me up with your questions. It's about a good number of people in here right now. I know it's 10, but I'll just say it's 2. I wanted to show you guys real quick before we get into the Magic Chef, and then I'll chop it off there. Let me see if you guys can see this. When you work on when you work on these when you work on these refrigeration units and they have these Wagyu, not Wagyu is beef. These have these Wago. They have these Wagos. There we go. In some of these units, you will get moisture, and then that moisture will prevent these units from transferring electricity, and you'll actually get a short. So you'll go out on these units, and the reason why I say that because someone else that follows me, they went out and they had a short in their unit, and they couldn't quite isolate it, and I couldn't help them over the phone either. Couldn't help them isolate over the phone. But sometimes you will have the Wagos, and you might have water in the Wagos. I didn't ask them how old that refrigeration unit was, but these are brand new. This is from a brand new refrigerator that not even 3 months old. But the condensation got in there. When it starts to go into defrost, that moisture will get in the Wago connectors, and the Wago, and it will cause corrosion, and then you'll end up with a short. And if for whatever reason the GFCI will keep popping, you're like, what the hell is going on? So, all right, Darius, 318. So anyway, you just change it. So you change the Wago, and then what you want to do is you got a couple of options. You can go ahead and put dielectric gel in there, which is petroleum jelly. And then I orientate the wires like this. so that anything drains out and doesn't get stuck in there. Yes, they do, but these are factory. This was on there from the factory. So that's what I'm saying. It's like when you get out there and then the factory is just going to send you these. They're not going to send you the heat resistant Wagos. They're not going to send you the high voltage Wago, and they're not going to send you the water resistant Wago either. So they're going to send you these. And so when you get these, you could go ahead and take off the old one. And when you put in the new one, leave it with in the up orientation, like this, in this direction. And that way you don't get the moisture inside. Let me see if you can, yeah. See that? It's hard to tell, but that's corrosion in there. It's the corrosion is green, and I got a green screen behind me. So, Darius, how you get notified of all the training? Oh, did I tell you about? I've been doing this since I was a kid. I've been doing this since before there were training classes. And so I'm a one-man band, and I have to stay maintained on all of my stuff. I have to maintain my training on everything because I am an authority on these brands. Yes, you could try, Frank, you could try silicone. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's like once you do the silicone, then you leave it in the position where the liquid can drain out. Because that's an issue. I shouldn't have said the manufacturer's name, but they didn't make the Wagos. It's just that they get condensation in their boxes, and that moisture lays up in there, and it just wreaks havoc. I'd say with this one chain I'm working on, every other week I get at least 1 or 2 boxes that I gotta go and replace at least 1 or 2 Wagos out of it. If I don't go and change all the Wagos in that box, I have to come back because these units are like 72 inches long, and they have 2 sets of fans, and that's what these are wired into for. These are wired in for that. So back to Darius's question. The business has been designed for a large operation. They are no longer catering to the mom and pop. And that is how this business began. That's how this business started, was the mom and pop. That's what this was all about. It was the husband was going out doing the work. He usually came from the military. He would do the work, and then the wife would, make the appointments and do the billing and all that kind of stuff. Take care of all that back end. And they went away from that with big business. So now they have it set up for a training coordinator to handle all that in each location. So, but they don't actually. What do you do when new companies reach out to you? I mean, I field the call and I hear them out. What's up with my background? I field the call and I try to hear them out. I see what's going on. I usually have a lot to anybody new that hops on the scene in my area or in my city. I get notified because no one else is really going to touch them. Everybody else is picked. Some guys are busy with Rationale. Like I said before, I told you about Hobart. Hobart is busy with their Vulcan. They're busy with Hobart, Baxter, and everything else that they manufacture. They got their hands tied with that. So the new upstarts, they have nowhere to turn. And so usually all that stuff goes to me. All that stuff goes to me. So what do you do when you have a new one reach out to you? Look, I take all the information. I want to find out, who do I talk to with tech support. I want to find out, what's the part situation like? How long is it? Who are you shipping your parts to? FedEx, UPS, whatever. How long am I expecting? How long am I expecting with these parts? Where are they coming from? Are you shipping parts from Canada? Are you shipping parts from New Jersey, New York? Are you shipping parts from California? Are you shipping parts out of Miami? What's happening? That's what I try to find out. And then usually this is a small community, so somebody's gonna know me from wherever the hell they came from. So that's how I do. When I went to Hoshizaki Training Company, had team of 10 techs there. Now, Darius, you're gonna have to elaborate on that. When you went to the Hoshizaki training, oh, you said companies, right? And if you were to Google those companies, because some of them are pretty big companies, IC and all of those guys were there. IC and Mr. Ice, all those large companies, you'll see that those guys make anywhere like 23 million, 50. Anytime you see 10 techs or more, each tech is bringing in no less than $1,000 a service. Usually it's gonna, if the guy's bringing in 1,000, he's a low tier guy, they're typically bringing in about $2,000 a call. So $2,000 a call, 2 calls a day, times 10 guys, you do the math. All right, you do the math. And that's not selling units, that's not the installs, that's not their PM scheduling deals. That's just the guy going out, charging $1,000 for a fan motor, service call fee, 4-hour minimum, and then they charge for paper clips. And if they had to use a new pen, they're going to charge for a pen. They practically charge for the paper. I think they might charge, who knows, maybe $5 for a Wago. These companies are not lightweight companies. They are not. Let me show you a little something. It'll be quick. It'll be quick. I will show you. I'll go to Mr. Icy. Oh no, not Missy. Yeah, the Icy company, and then we'll do revenue. Icy company. I spelled that wrong. Revenue 2022. All right. So, is everybody with me? Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on one second. Now, that is Icy. Right. $5 for a zip tie. Yes. Yeah. $5 for a zip tie. Man, what do they charge for a paper clip? Because that still blows me away. That they'll take the paperwork. They'll take the paperwork that they give to the customer, and if it's 2 pieces of paper, and they'll use a paper clip, and they actually charge the paper clip. That's in a line item. That is literally a line item. So you see right there, Icy's revenue for this was and let me go here so I can see it. Icy's revenue, and I put in 2022, was 37 million. Icy's revenue was 37 million. And let me do one that is a nationwide. Trimark USA, right? So Trimark has a service arm. Revenue 2022. Trimark. No, that can't be right. Trimark has 9. Are you seeing this? Yeah. That can't be right. Anyway, these guys are multimillionaires, but let me go into, because that is not right. That is not right. Trimark makes, that's for a quarter. Oh, yeah, that is right. That is the quarter. Revenue. Yeah, that's gonna be, yeah, they do that a quarter. It's 450 million a quarter, 4 quarters. Their service arm is ISI. ISI Refrigeration revenue 2022. Okay. Yeah. See, once again, that's not right either. 690,000. Yeah, that's not right. They're hiding that number. But these guys they bring in a lot of money. Mm. But to get back to the training, they don't send out. There's like maybe 3 companies that might send out information. There's like 3. But for the most part, nobody's really sending out anything because they don't care. They don't care. It's your responsibility to get there. It's your responsibility to find out. And how this business is set up is that you're supposed to have a close working relationship with your distributor, and your distributor is going to contact you. When you go into your distributor's warehouse, they normally are going to have flyers saying, hey, come to class. It's going to be on such and such a date, $35, $75, $50, or whatever. It's going to be, pamphlets right there. Now, how many of you all are familiar with Magic Chef? And how many of you have even heard of Norpole? Anybody? Anybody heard of Norpole or Magic Chef? And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull up Home Depot. Commercial fridge. So, yeah, I do a lot. So what I'm gonna do is here. Yeah, here we go. Let me show you this one. Cooler Depot is here. There we go. Jesus, Home Depot is selling Cooler Depot too. Here's a Norpole unit. Let me show you the tab. I got to stay mindful of that. So nationwide, people buy through Home Depot. They can order online, or they can go ahead and order from the store, and then they'll ship it. They ship it right to the store. I mean, not to the store. That does ship to the store. They ship right to the store, and then they can pick it up in the store, or they'll just ship it right to their restaurant or whatever. Now you have situations because no one knows where they're shipping this stuff to. A lot of people order this stuff and they'll go to their home, or they had to have catering at home and blah, blah, blah. And a regular commercial company won't service them at their home. So you have some opportunities. You got some opportunities there. So let me come back here. All right. So you heard of Magic Chef and not Norpole. So years ago, MC got the cheap Walmart microwaves. Yes, they do. They do have the. I got a funny story about that. I had this is before my daughter was born. My daughter's 11, and I was a sole servicer for Magic Chef MC Appliance back when they first started in Chicago. And I went into the warehouse, and no joke, no. Let me pull this up, man. No joke, the mound of microwaves was it had to be 15 feet tall. And it was literally, man, how the hell they got it all? It was just, it was a mountain of those cheap microwaves, just a mountain of them. I was amazed. I said, man, what the hell are you guys doing with those? He said, you want them? I said, no, what the hell am I doing with all those damn microwaves? He said, yeah, we scrap them. we just scrap them. A guy comes once a month and he takes them away. Dude, I wasn't even thinking back then. I was not even thinking back then. So Norpole is the commercial arm. So years ago, Norpole, Magic Chef were selling stuff as Norpole. They had about four refrigeration units, and they were ultra expensive. They were solid stainless steel. They were as good as true. And I know people are not going to want to hear this, but yeah, they were as good as true. They were as good as Perlick. They were nice. Nobody was buying them. Nobody was buying them. Nobody. And then they would have problems, and they would bring them back, and they would just sit there in the warehouse. And I tried selling them. I couldn't sell. I couldn't sell any. I couldn't sell not one. Not a one. To be honest with you, the price was just too damn high. So now they've gone the opposite way and they made these damn things super cheap. So, like I said, this is the commercial arm of Magic Chef. Magic Chef used to be part of Maytag. Maytag went bankrupt when they got sold to Whirlpool, like 2007, something like that. They sold the name to, and I don't mean this to be racial or be a slur. We'll just say Hang Seng Corporation, right? They sold this to the Chinese. The Chinese bought the name because nobody wants to buy Hang Seng fridge. Nobody. So what they will buy is they will buy a Magic Chef. So they set up MC Appliance, and then they start slapping their names on stuff. And so instead of them paying the Magic Chef royalty, they went with Norpole, right? So that's kind of like how Norpole got started. This was their little pet project, and they didn't want to pay the royalties to carry the Magic Chef name. So now here's Magic Chef is born. So these are sold, and I've been dealing with them for years, and yeah, I wanted to try to give you guys some information, and then I had a hard time. I had a hard time with this stuff. So let me show you this, and then we can get to some questions. So they're selling everything. Yeah, you can sign up and do the air conditioners and all that other stuff. They have gone full into. All right, let's see. Make sure I'm showing this to you. Yeah, they have gone full into chef base, all of that. They're carrying the full line. So I feel it's about time now. The ice machines are knockoffs. I mean, they got a full freaking line. The Magic Chefs, I believe, were made by ITV years ago, and they were like the spray nozzle type. It was like a bar inside, and it was sprayed into a mold, and it was a lot of problems. So now they got this other type, and it's a lot better. But you're gonna see a lot of these units out here in the world because they just got the numbers now. They just got the numbers. Let me see if I can show you some more. There we go. Here's the undercounter. So I mean, they've got the numbers. You're gonna see these. I mean, they got the right model number. I can't think of who they're buying these from. But let me go ahead and give you the information because I talked to them today. I know all of them. You just say you know Mike in Chicago. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mel. That's the history. That's the history. So they've been around a long time. These actual units, they're buying from somebody. So let me give you, it is info at. Now, somebody was like, hey, man, the email you gave me didn't work. Yeah. Or is it? No, it's Magic Chef. It's Magic Chef. They've gone through a bunch of emails. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm typing the email address and I'm going to put the link in there. Info at mcaappliance.com. No, I did it twice. I'm sorry. It's info at magicchef.com. Please forgive me. There it is. It's down below. Info at magicchef.com. They're waiting for your information. You can go ahead and send them your information, a good email address. And then what they're going to do is they're going to send you the application so you can fill out all the information and get listed. And then you'll get a lot of referrals. You'll get a ton of referrals out of the Magic Chef stuff. Let me see what they've done with their warranty. Let's go and see what they've done with their warranty. Let's see here. And they have everything. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. They have the parts through Partstown. They have the parts through Partstown. Yeah, they got manuals. They got product videos. Let's see here. Let's see if you're seeing what I'm seeing. Yes. So, yes, they have manuals. They have everything. Oh, no problem, man. No problem. They have everything here. They have everything Full tech support. You can call them. They will answer the phone. They're only Monday through Friday. See Magic Chef Commercial, Norpole. And that's why there's a difference between Magic Chef and Norpole, like Magic Chef Commercial and Norpole. Is because they have to pay for the Magic Chef name. So yeah, less stuff. Oh, they got deep fryers under the Magic Chef Commercial, right? But once you sign up, you'll be able to do any and everything you want to with them, and they're all parts. So they've been harassing me about this whole part sound thing. If you can put in the chat, put one in the chat. How much would it pay? Not much. It won't pay much. It won't pay much, Jay. But what it does is it introduces you to your mom and pop clientele in your area. Free advertising. Now people know who you are, right? Now people know who you are. So it's completely up to you. You can take it or not take it. Are you going to get rich off this? Hell no. Hell no, you're not going to get rich off of doing none of these manufacturer warranty. No. But what you will learn is you'll learn the parts that are on these units. Will you get some extra parts? You know, spare parts? Yes. Yes, you're going to end up with some spare parts, right? But as a matter of fact, yeah, I got to go do a job. It's not Magic Chef, but I got to go do a job tomorrow. And all the parts I'm using, I got through warranty. All the parts I'm using, and it's a COD. All the parts I'm using, I pay for those parts. So what this does, and you don't have to take a call. You can always reject it. But it's a this is a defense play, right? So you're not quite where I am yet, but this is going to help you gain customers. And then as your customers buy or replace equipment, by you being authorized, by you being signed up, now your customer isn't going to have your competitor come in and do work, right? So you're preventing your competitor from coming in and doing work for your client. So it's just a defense thing. So they will call you, they will ask you, say, hey, we got a job over here. Do you want to do it? I'm like, hell no, I don't want to do it. You know, so it's completely up to you. It's completely up to you. Yeah, look at that. Like everybody dropped off after they got that email address. They're like, all right, Mike, thanks. Peace out. So so yeah, here's all the information on Magic Chef. So the griddles and this stuff, a lot of this stuff is dirt cheap. So that's what you're going to find. That's what you're going to find. The customers are going to buy this stuff because it's dirt cheap. So if you guys are out here dealing with these mom and pops, chances are this is what they're buying. And if you want them as a customer, and if you want to keep them as a customer, you're going to want to be able to take care of whatever they got. So if they got a true refrigerator, you're going to want to be able to take care of it. You're going to want to be able to take care of it during warranty and when the warranty is over with. You don't want your customer to call anybody else. That's just the whole point. You don't want your customer to go nowhere else. You are the authority. You know everything with their fryer. No matter if they get a Magic Chef fryer or a Royal fryer, American Range fryer, you want to be able to take care of it no matter what. You want to be able to take care of that. And so you're not, like me, I'm not looking to get new customers, but I'm looking to take care of the customers I already have. I'm looking to take care of what I got right now. And so this is like the sign-on page. It's got a digital. Let me go back. You got the ability to fill this stuff out without talking to a person. But you do now. I'm still learning what you got to do with Partstown, because Partstown is the one that you're dealing with to get your parts now. So a lot of this stuff is going through Partstown. Air conditioners, laundry, dehumidifiers, all that stuff. And you can do this if you want to or not. I choose not because it doesn't pay nothing. But if you got it, you have this in your back pocket. So when you go out to a customer and you're working on a fridge, and then they turn around and say, man, this deep fryer is giving me a trouble, because the warranty doesn't last long. Warranty doesn't last long on these things. me see if I can find it. But go ahead, man. Y'all could go ahead and hit me up with any questions you might have. All right, let's see here. Where is it say for warranty? I don't even know if I can find it. See, they got live support, troubleshooting, all that other kind of stuff. All of that stuff. And while I'm at it, how many of you guys have heard of let's see here. I think it's Dukers. Where the hell did I go today? Anybody see that little message I put out? Yeah, it was Dukers. I went to Dukers. They pissed me off today. Anybody heard of this company right here? So you got Magic Chef, which is selling all this stuff to all your mom and pops nationwide. It's better to turn down a service request than not. All right, so I got a question here. Oh, I got questions coming in, huh? Yeah, Duker's been pissing me off. Okay, do I like hot side or the cold? The reason why I like hot side is because it's instant, right? It's instant. You know, within a few minutes if something reaches temperature. Things don't take like 3 hours to reach temperature. But when it comes to refrigeration, sometimes things say temperature, compressors might be hot, might need to cool down, ice machines, Hoshizakis might take 45 to 50 minutes to make a batch of ice. It's just, you got a lot of stuff to deal with. But a deep fryer, within a few minutes if that sucker's lighting up and working. Oven, in a few minutes. I mean, you turn on the knob and if that burner is working. That's why I like that. And then you have a lot more to go wrong with refrigeration than you do an oven, right? The oven's going to cycle on, it's going to cycle off. That's it. Oven don't have no defrost. It's already hot. It doesn't have a defrost. All right, so let me go here. Mel was like, never heard of Dukers, right? Except for me. Yeah, Frank, same thing. Dukers is everywhere. Let me show you a little bit about Dukers. I just wanted to give you a little something about Magic Chef. I know it isn't much. I know it doesn't pay much, but you need to cover all your bases, especially if you're just starting. Magic Chef Norpole is in the same realm with Atosa, right? It's in the same realm with Atosa. It's the same realm with Majali. It's actually in the same realm with Dukers. So that's why just cover all your bases. Get signed up with everybody. You could always turn down whatever the hell you want, and you could always negotiate. When you turn them down, right? They call you, say, "Hey, Mike, man, we need you to go run this call. Man, could you help me out?" Like, look, man, I'm tied up. They're like, "All right, we'll pay you extra." I know y'all familiar with that. Oh man, we'll pay you extra. Hey, when that happened, then you perk up. You say, "Okay, all right." All right. And I mean, sometimes I got to make it worth my while. It might be unethical, but yeah, maybe I might go ahead if I'm doing a fan motor. Maybe I might order 2 fan motors, if it's got 2 fan motors in there. Or maybe it's a door hinge. I might get a door hinge or 2 door hinges or whatever. I might balance it all out. And they understand that. They know what's going on. They're not stupid. But you make it worth your while. All right. How long until you felt secure about the work coming in for your business? On commercial work is, once you get signed up with all these people, they're advertising for you. They're advertising for you on this kind of stuff. Hold on one sec. So yeah, it doesn't take long. Student info, especially because if you're dealing with a wider range of product, if you're dealing with a wider range of product, you're pretty secure. I mean, you're dealing with your hot, your cold, and I do wet. I do ovens and refrigerators, and I do dishwashers, and I do the washer and dryer. So I don't really worry about that too much. Oh, good. You heard of it. All right. Appliance Boss. Oh, that's right. Because you're in California now. You're the one from Indiana, right? You're the one from Gary. So Duker, this is my Dukers in my neighborhood. And then of course you got your Dukers. I think they have about like 5 warehouses. They're kind of like a Tosa, where they got a Tosa has 10 warehouses, and I think Dukers has like about 4 or 5. All right. Saw it. You in front of that building. Saw it you in front of that building. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm in front of that building. Yeah, I went in there today. I was looking for some parts. They're behind on parts. So I went in there and they're tripping. Yeah, Frank. It's I use it as a way of, like I said, it's a defensive move. And then for you in the beginning, it's an offensive move. So it's a way to get to a customer without paying Google ads for these customers, without having to go and doing all this stuff and setting up websites and all that people really aren't looking at anyway. So it is a really good way of gaining customers. And you can cherry pick, you can pick and choose. You can pick and choose. You didn't pay anything for that customer. You can pick and choose. And so then once you get in with that customer, you're already doing work there. They're not always going to go and buy, Imperial deep fryers. I mean, especially as now with prices going up and the money getting funny, they might just go and say, "Hey, man, instead of me paying $4,000 for an Imperial deep fryer, let me go ahead and buy this Magic Chef for $750, and they're going to deliver it to my door. And if I got a problem, I'll just take it back to Home Depot." That's what you get. And then eventually you might work on it, be like, "Man, you gonna charge me $750 to fix the deep fryer? I only paid $750." I'm like, "Yeah." And they'll go ahead and fix it the one time or two. And they'd be like, "All right, man, I didn't bought 2 of these deep fryers. I already had to get a fix. I'm going back with Imperial, I'm going back with American, I'm going back with this or whatever." But they gave it a try, and you didn't let anybody else. Hold on. And you didn't let anybody else near your customer. Okay, yep, you work for a company out of Houston. Okay. And you're in Oklahoma. Right. And the pay is crazy. Yeah. The pay is it's nice. It's nice. Now, I'm not gonna put you out there, but yeah. ISI, ISI pretty much does those kind of things, but they're not the only ones. There's a lot of other companies that do that too. And like I said, when the average guy that goes out, the minimum he's supposed to collect is $1,000 a call, and that's if he's green. The more experienced guy, they want to do a minimum of 1,500 on up, and then the guys that are veterans, they typically are banging them for 2 grand, 2 grand a pop. So I mean, that is what it is. I mean, us on the lower end of things, yeah, we're not doing them like that. It is what it is. But once you get to be, more of a indispensable in your market, that's what comes with that. So let me hit you with a little bit more on Dukers in, because I got some. Oh, I got blue air. Here's Dukers. Here's Dukers, and I'll hit you up with some information later on. I'll probably put some stuff up there. Yeah, so they got the same thing: refrigeration, cooking. They have the full line, and I've only been aware of the cooking for like maybe 6 to 8 months. They had started out as strictly just refrigeration, and then out of nowhere, they just came out with a full line of hot side out of nowhere. Let me show you what some of this stuff costs. Duker's fridge. All right, so I am going to share the screen. Right, so 2 grand for a single door, almost 3 grand for a double door. That's a Vanico. $3,600 for a double door. That's a freezer. The other's a refrigerator. That's true. That's Proco. There's Dukers, 4,000. Let me see. So, as you see, I mean, there's money to be made. There's money there. There's money there. And a lot of these places, because some of you guys know, a lot of these places that they might have like maybe one servicer they own or two, but they can't keep up. They can't keep up with this kind of stuff. And then those guys are typically only handle one thing. Maybe they only handle hot side, or maybe they handle refrigeration, but not seal system. So, I mean, they have the full line of equipment. Hold on 1 second. I am going to, make sure my AC. What the hell? You guys want some information for Dukers? You want to see what I got right now? No, I don't want no $100 off, man. That's another 4 or 5. So Dukers all day. All day. So is this a freezer? Yeah. Bottom mount, freezer. And then I think almost all of them. Yeah, you would want some, huh? So I think almost all their units are bottom mount. I think all their units are bottom mount. Let me see if I can find it. It is nice that they're bottom mount. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Here's one that's top. Here's one that's top. I spoke too soon. That's still a hanger on from the old days. Here's a top mount. So as you see, not bad. Let me see if I can. Let me go through some of my stuff. Now I warn you, Dukers is they could kind of be hard to get a hold of. So if you're hitting them up, just don't be disheartened if nobody hits you back right away. Don't worry about it. They will eventually. Huh. I just now saw your message, JT. I just now saw the message. All right, so let me put in something in the chat here for. I have a number of people to contact. They just recently, a guy quit, and that was my main point of contact. That was my main point of contact. So hold on 1 second. I'm looking. I'm going to get you some information here. So bear with me. Bear with me. Let me see who in the world do I want to give? Here we go. I'll give you this. We'll go with warranty. Warranty at DukersUSA.com. All right. And just so you don't, I got some people that follow me like, oh man, you can't even see it. I'm pulling it directly from here. So it's a good email address. Let me see if I got WARRANTY at DUKERSUSA.com. That's what I put in the chat, right? So that is it. You go ahead, give them your information. Let me show you that Dukers is. Give me a state. Let's see here. Dukers USA. Let's say Florida. Let's see what we got. And are you seeing this? Yes, you're seeing this. Okay. Washington. Okay. 1 second on the Washington. And there it is. Dukers in Lakeland, Florida. Dukers is in Lakeland, Florida. All right. So we will do Dukers in Seattle, Washington. Should have did Duker's Refrigeration. Duker's USA. So let's see what that comes up with. Let's see. Let's see. Looks like I'm going to have to go into their website. And let me see if I can navigate this thing. Now, Duker's is Chinese. It's hard for me to remember which one is Chinese and which one is Korean. But I do believe Duker's is Chinese. And the reason why I bring that up is because everyone has their own way of doing things. The Korean way is different than the Chinese way. So, okay, leaving one and going to the other, huh? There we go. That's what I had typed in earlier, and I was just double checking my spelling. All right, so, and I do appreciate everybody that's been subscribing. My numbers went up. I do appreciate that. I'm on the road to 1,000. Trying to get my numbers up to 1,000. So Paramount, California, Newark, California, Texas, New Jersey, Lakeland, Tampa, and Chicago. Okay. So like I said, I was saying they might have had like 4. And so yeah, they got a little more than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, they got California covered, Texas, New Jersey, Florida, and then Chicago. Bolingbrook. So you all are going to have, in those areas, you're going to have something like what you're going to have something like this. It's going to be a nice little warehouse in your area. Now, I got into a little disagreement with them today because they didn't have any parts. And I had a good idea that they might not have any, but they never did get back to me on that. So I had to go for myself to see what's what. And so they were a little short-staffed today. So the lady that was there got a little snippy with me. I said, hey, look, lady, this is a business. This is not your living room. It's a business, lady. You guys they have on their office hours 9 to 5. And I just so happened I got there like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So they said, oh, we're out for lunch from 12 to 1. So I just made it. But I was like, hey, that's cool if you close for lunch. But this is a business. You guys are supposed to be open. So don't give me that, oh, you didn't call. Or, hey, man, there's nothing on your door that says appointment only. So here you go. California, which is their headquarters. So there's the phone numbers, the whole 9. You guys want any phone numbers from here? Or you good? Let me put this in the chat so you can follow along with me. Let me put this in the chat. Here's the link to what? All right, so that's the link. That's the link to where I'm at right now. So you can click that link. That'll take you to the page that's on the screen. Let me see if I can move this thing. Nah, it's even worse. That's the link that'll take you there so you can get the phone numbers if you want. Don't be alarmed if they don't answer. Sometimes they get kind of bad about that. But you could leave messages. You could hit them up by email. If you are having trouble getting hold of them, then let me know. And I could hit up some people. Next time I talk to them, I'll tell them, hey, I got some people trying to get a hold of you. While I'm doing this, anything else? Because I am going to wrap this up shortly. I came on a little earlier because I do have quite a few people on the East Coast. I'm normally on a lot later. My West Coast people get a chance to see me, but I tried to come on a little bit earlier for the East Coast people, so it's not too late. All right, so you guys saw Dukers. You got the link right there. This is who they are. This is what they have. They even have sinks because I told you guys I do sinks and all that other stuff too. Let me see here. Chest freezers, kegerators, all that kind of stuff. Kegerators, they even got stock pots, the whole nine. The whole nine. Charbroilers. So, like I said, out of nowhere, they just ended up with a full line. I don't know who's making it. It's not a Tosa. I could be, you guys can correct me on that, but I do not believe it's a Tosa. I do not believe it's a Tosa. Yeah, I don't think it's a Tosa. But yeah, it is a full line. Hot and cold. Hot and cold. Like I said, we saw earlier, chef bases. Look at that. That's more. Magic Chef has chef bases. This line has chef bases. So some of these items used to be like the dividing line, like a real line from an imitation line. But now there's really no line. There's really no line between these guys. Let me put this in here. Let me see what this is selling for. Let's see what we got. Hold on, guys. Let's see. So you guys can see what price is on this kind of stuff for sale. All right, here's the tab. See? So $2,556, $2,467. Oh no, yeah. Oh, that's their brand, but whatever. It's the same thing. It's Dukers. Dukers is making it for Chef AAA. This one 2,200. And see, but in contrast, the True is 6,000. The Dukers is 2. Right? So 2 versus 6. Hey, what's up, 63 Impala? So $2,000 versus 6. So you get somebody that might be cheap, or you get somebody that is like, oh, well, I don't know the difference. Why would I buy this True brand for 6 when I could buy Dukers for 2? You want to still be able to service them. So that's why you sign up. True. The good thing about True is you don't have to sign any paperwork to do work with True. You could just work with True and then fill out the warranty paperwork. Anybody can do work for True. All right. So with that, I know 63 Impala. I know we kind of late to the party, but I was kind of sum it up right now. I was telling everybody about Magic Chef, Norpole. I dropped an information in the chat for Magic Chef. Let me see if I could drop that one more time. That should be the good email. That's the email they told me to use. So they have a number of different ones. I think info and I think maybe warranty at Magic Chef, but all the rest are just magicchef.com. So info at magicchef.com is the one they told me to use today. Oh, you guys can't see me. Hold on. No one quite understands. Like when I tell you guys about this stuff and I call them up, I say, yeah, there might be a couple people asking you about service. They don't get it. They don't get it until you guys hit them up. All right. And then, so 63 Impala, here's the information for Dukers, which is on the screen right now. This is a manufacturer that is in their warehouses. The places I gave everybody was the warehouses in California and Florida, Illinois, and Texas. So based in those different places, they can get product to people within 2 days. No problem whatsoever. And Dukers has their own truck. Oh, I don't have a picture. They have their own semi-trailer. Excuse me. So they're delivering to dealers on a daily basis. Yeah. So well, I know it hurts my numbers, but yeah, you don't need to. I mean, if you don't want to go back, that's the information. That's the information for Dukers. That's the email address to send your information to Dukers, and the information for Magic Chef. So Magic Chef is just like, yeah, whatever. You might have a few people call it, sure thing. I'm like, yeah, I might have a few people. But as far as I'm about to wrap this up because we've been on here an hour now. So the training season really starts to hit about December. Especially everything is a lull now because the kids go back to school. So it's grammar school, high school, and then university. So if you can imagine when people have training classes, the attendance can be a little low. So there are some classes now. Be on the lookout because there is a bun webinar. You guys have been asking me about that. So there's a bun. It is for the cold brew nitro machine at Starbucks. The actual class is titled Starbucks. So you got that. That's coming up. I'm going to do a little quick video, maybe about 5-minute video on that. And then, like I said, when the training comes out, I'm going to give you guys the training dates in smaller videos, probably based upon your city. Based on your city or state, I'm going to do something like that. Maybe the state. And do it that way, so it's not me droning on in a monotone voice for like an hour, 2 hours about freaking classes, and you have to wait until I get there. So you guys got any questions before I cut this thing off? Any other questions? Because I gotta get to a ton of paperwork, man. A ton of paperwork. I got a chicken chain that finally is woken up. We have not vacuum pressures, but backflow preventers. So the health department is hitting up these chains about these backflow preventers. I got to do a class on that. Maybe I'll tell you guys about that. If you guys know about that, then just drop it in the chat later on. But if that is about it, you guys got a couple of more people to call. Dukers, Magic Chef, and then I got a bunch of others, but my numbers have gone up in a nice rate, so I figured I'd hit you guys off with a couple more. All right, you guys have a good evening.